In this video, we're going to continue on algebra. This time around, we're just going to discuss on factorizing quadratic equations, which have these are just functions with the highest power, where x has the highest power of 2. And then you have to understand that quadratic equations, they are always in the form of ax to the power 2 plus bx plus ac. So in this case and in this video, we're just going to talk about on how to factorize these equations. Now if you want to be seeing these kind of videos, feel free to subscribe to our channel, and also maybe you'd like to be seeing everyday questions, feel free to join our WhatsApp group through the link in the description. In this group, we get to share many challenging questions in chemistry, biology, mathematics also, and also physics. So you might just want to be part of the academic journey. Now, without wasting much of your time, let's dig deeper into how to solve this, how to factorize these quadratic equations. So there are many at the times where, let's say you have been given let's say you have 2x squared minus x minus 3. They have told you maybe factorize completely. I don't know if the spelling is like that, but yeah, if you have to factorize this completely, which simply means that this is very simple. First of all, you just get the question itself, which is 2x squared minus x minus 3. So in factorization method, there is a rule which we use, which is known as the product factor rule. I mean. So you're going to have a product, sum, and the factor. Now you have to understand how to find the product and also how to find the sum. Now the product is being found when you multiply the coefficient of x with the value of the constant number. In this case, if you remember, we said that for any equation, for a quadratic equation, must be in the form of ax squared plus bx plus ac. So for finding the product is being found by multiplying a multiplied by a c. So in this case, our a is that, and then our b is that, and then our c is that. So when you're multiplying a multiplied by a c, which simply means you're multiplying what? 2, which is the coefficient of x, multiplied by negative 3, and then you're going to have what? Negative 6. And then the sum is just the coefficient of x, as in the way it is there. So what is the coefficient of x there? It is negative 1. So you say our sum, it is negative 1, like that. Now here is the tricky part, where you need to find the factors. Now many people have challenges in terms of finding these factors, but in this video we are going to make it to be easier for you. So in finding the factors, the best method you have to do is, first you get the product. The product, it is the one which is going to help us to come up with the factor. So in this case, the product, it is this one. So when you get that product, you start dividing. You start from 1. So you say, when you get a 1, when you divide 1 into negative 6, there you're going to have what? Negative 6. And then here you are going to either add or subtract these what? These the values that you are going to have. So it's either you add or you subtract those values. So in this case, if I subtract 1 negative 6, when I just say 1 minus 6 is going to give me negative 5. Now is my sum negative 5? As you can see, it is negative 1. So that's wrong. So you continue to the next one. So when you get since we started from 1, you're going to be increasing by 1, so you get a 2. When you divide 2 into negative 6, it's going to give us what? It's going to give us negative 3. Now when I add and subtract, when I add or subtract, am I going to get a negative 1 for the sum? So in this case, when I say 2 minus 3, definitely it is negative 1 there. So I'm having the factors, which simply means I'm going to have it is 2 and what? Negative 3. Now this is how you come up with the factors. If you haven't understood here, you're going to understand again in the next question. So when you have found out these factors, we are going to proceed to say, you are going to say you are going to have 2x squared. Now this sum, the middle, the x which doesn't have the power, is going to be displaced with these factors, of which we are going to have a 2 and the negative 3. Now as you can see here, you're having an x, right? So you're just going to get x and then you marry it with a 2, and also you get x, you marry it with what? A 3 there. So you're going just to say you're going to have positive, because the 2 here it is positive, so you're going to say positive x, and then here it is negative 3, so you're going to say negative 3x, and then as you can see from the question there, we have a negative 3 at the end. So we're going to say this is equal to, now remember we group these like that. So you're going to have, which one is common there? We're going to say 2x, open bracket, 2x into 2x squared is just an x there, and then 2x plus 2x into positive 2x is just positive a 1 there. So you have to make sure that even this side, when we are going to factorize, is going to give us what? X plus a 1. So in this case here, which one is common? Negative 3x, negative 3, definitely it is negative 3. So you say open bracket, negative 3 into negative 3x, it's just an x, negative 3 into negative 3. If you want, you can even do aside if you are maybe confused. So you can just say negative 3x over negative 3. So as you can see, there it is 1, there it is 1, so you're just going to have x there. And then we'll also do the same, negative 3 over negative 3, just positive 1 there, like that. And then as you can see, this and that, they are the same. So what do? You just pick one. So you're going to have 2x, and then these you're going to marry them. We're going to have 2x minus 3 by combining them, and then you just get 1 of x plus a 1. So you have factorized completely. So that's how you go about this factorization of quadratic equations. Now our second question, second practice question can be, let's say you have been given p squared plus 2p negative 3. Remember again, we do product, sum, and factor. So we need to find the sum, we need to find the factors, and we also need to find the products. Remember, how do we find the product? By multiplying a multiplied by c. So what is our a here? Our a here, it is a 1. The coefficient of p here, it is just a 1 there. So if it is just a 1, therefore we are going to say 1 multiplied by, what is the value of c? It is negative 3, which is equals to what? Which is equals to negative 3. And then what is our sum? Our sum here, it is positive 2. So we are going to say you have positive 2. Now we look for the factors, which when we add or subtract, we are going to get a what? A 2. And then when we multiply, we are going to get a what? A negative 3. So in this case, you are going to say we get the product itself, which is negative 3. I mean, this we can even do it aside. You don't have to necessarily show them. So when you say negative 3 there, so we start from 1. When we get a 1, and then 1 divided by into negative 3, definitely we are going to get negative 3. Now 1 multiplied by negative 3, it is negative 3. Yes, it is giving us an answer. as a product, and then when we do 1 minus 3, it is negative, it is giving us negative 2. But here we have a positive 2, therefore we might just do what, to change the sign. So this sign negative becomes to negative 1, and then this 3 becomes a positive, like that. You just do this, because when you say negative 1 multiplied by 3, it is what, negative 3. And then in negative 1 plus 3, it is definitely positive what, positive 2. So you say 3 minus 1, and then get the sign from the bigger number, which is a 3, and then our answer, it is what, a 2. Therefore our factors, it is negative 1 and what, positive 3, like that. Then you continue there, which simply means you're going to have p squared. Now this, the one which is on the middle with just the power of 1 there, you just replace this, all of this, with the factors, and then remember we are going to ignore this 2, and then we are just going to get p itself. So p multiplied by negative 1, it is negative p, and then p multiplied by 3, it is just positive 3p minus 3 there. And then remember, when you reach at this point, what do? You introduce the bracket so that we factorize. So we look for what is common. What is common there, as you can see, it is just a p open bracket p minus a 1, because p into negative p, it is negative 1. Here what is common, it is a 3 open bracket, 3 into 3p, it is just a p, 3 into negative 3, negative 3, it is just negative 1. As you can see, these are what, similar, and then you combine this and that, so you're going to have p plus a 3 there, and then just get 1, which is p minus a 1 there. That's how you factorize. Yeah. Our second question, let's say you have been given let's say you have been given x squared plus 5x plus a 6. So pause the video and then you try it by yourself. Please, I beg you, pause the video and you try it by yourself. In that way, it's going to be very effective for you to understand, because practice makes perfect. Now, I hope you have done that. So we go product, sum, and factor. Remember this, f of x for any quadratic equation, x squared plus bx plus a c. This is going to guide you. Our a, as you can see here, our a, it is just a 1, the coefficient of x there, and then our b, it is just a 5, and our c, it is positive 6. So what is our product? Remember, our product is found by multiplying what? Multiplying a multiplied by a c. So in that case, our a, it is a 1 multiplied by a c, which is a 6, which is equals to what? A 6 there. And in our sum, we just get that. Just get the value of b. That is our sum. And then we have to find the factors. How do we find the factors? Remember, I've said you use the what? The product. When you get the product, and then you start dividing from 1. When 1 gets into 6, what do we have? We're going to have a 6. Now, when we say 1 multiplied by 6, it is a 6 there. But 1 plus a 6, it is what? A 5. Therefore, this is not working. We proceed to the next. We are from 1, we go to 2. Now here at 2 into 6, it is a 3 there. Now, when you say 2 multiplied by 3, it is a 6, yes. Now 2 plus 3, it is it a 5? Yes, it is a 5. Therefore, our factors, it is 2 and 3 there. So you just say 2 comma 3. Remember, these all are what? Positive. And then when you are done from that point, what do? You get the equation itself, x squared. Now we said that you have to ignore what? This. When we ignore that, what are we going to do? We are going to have, when we ignore 5, we are going to get an x. Now that x is going to multiply with that and that. So x multiplied by positive 2x, positive 2, I mean, it is positive 2x. And then x multiplied by positive 3, it is positive 3x, plus a what? A 6 there. And then what do you do next? Remember, we introduce the we group these such that they will be easier for us to do what? To factorize. In that case, what do? You're going to say which one is common. It is an x there, so x into x squared is just x. So if you are not sure, I can just say x squared over x, which is equals to, now here there's an x down, and then here, which simply means you're going to remain with one x. Or if you want, what you can do is this: you expand this x multiplied by x over an x down, and then x and that x goes, you're going to remain with one x there. So that's how you do it. And then x into 2x, definitely it is positive 2. Just do the same. And then also here, look for what is common. If you can't see it, therefore you look for the number that can enter into 3 and a 6. So what is that number? A 3 itself. So 3, which is a positive 1. 3 into 3x, it is just an x. 3 into 6, just positive 2. As you can see, this and that, they are what? They are similar. Therefore you continue by combining x and the 3, which is positive 3 there, and you're going to have x plus a 2 there. That's how you factorize. I hope you've understood. Now, just some practice questions which I can give you guys. Go ahead and solve go ahead and solve let's say you have been given x squared minus 2x minus 15. Solve this one. And also, maybe you have been given, let's say you have 2x squared plus 7x plus a 3. And also maybe you have been given let's say you have x squared minus 2x minus 15. And also maybe you have been given, let's say you have 5x squared minus 20x plus a 15. Go and try these questions, guys. So here our expected answers our expected answers can be, for this first one we have our expected answer can be x minus 5 open bracket, and then we have x plus a 3 there. That is our expected answer. And also for this second one, our expected answer can be x plus a 3 and then 2x plus a 1 there. That is our expected answer there. And then for this one, our expected answer can be x minus 5 and x plus 3 there. And then for this one, our expected answer is it is 5 open bracket. Let me do this. Our expected answer can be 5 open bracket x minus 3, and then you're going to have x minus a 1 there. That is our expected answers. So go ahead and try out. Thank you.